The Philippines, along with many other dynamically developing countries, struggle with indiscriminate plastic manufacturing and use, and therefore a deficiency of environmental protection measures. The excessive consumption of this resulted in flash floods, landslides, water and air pollution, and mammals strongly suffered from this, which resulted in their deaths, clogging of irrigation in rivers, and coral damage due to plastic consumption.
The Philippines among the biggest sources of mismanaged plastic waste in the entire planet.
Kaliwat kanan nating nakikita ang mga plastik na basura. Marami sa mga ito itinatapon sa mga ilog, sapa at iba pang daluyan ng tubig.
466 rivers across the country contribute 30% of the plastic waste that end up in the world's oceans.
The scientists are saying baka daw by 2048 mas marami pang plastic kaysa isda.
Plastic consumption is teeming, especially nowadays. Plastic manufacturing causes and creates humongous destruction to humans, and most importantly, to nature. An example is Barangay Lasang in Davao City. They are in a situation where their coastal lines' involvement in the mismanagement of plastic causes the fishermen enormous inconveniences, since fishing is their primary source of profit. Meljan A. Ortiz has been a local crab fisherman for 13 years and 4 years of being a fisherman, residing at Purok Paisa's Sitio Bocana, Barangay Lasang, Davao City. As a fisherman, he often encounters residential litter at his workplace. He questioned why their LGU didn't have stricter policies and prompt solution to stop the disposal of garbage anywhere and protect the marine environment primarily since they are on the coastline.
Tinuod, dili man nato malikayan ang basura kay gumikan sa kadaghan sa tao. Usa pa, pagbaha, naaman joy basura na mo abot sa dagat, mao nay mao sa hasol sa mananagatay na makuha usay sa ilang pokot. Pag-experience ko na dili kay 100 ka sakura ang amo ang mahipos sa basura. Sobra-sobra jud ang hipos sa basura. Sulupin, diaper, nga klase na. Pero mas daghan ang sulupin o mga uban pang mga panggamitan sa mga panimalay.
With 280 to 750,000 pounds of microplastic seeping into the ocean from coastal areas each year, the Philippines is one of the world's worst offenders when it comes to marine plastic pollution. In a study by Ocean Conservancy in 2015, the Philippines produced 2.7 million metric tons of plastic waste, more than 500,000 metric tons of which were leaked to the ocean. The Waste Assessment Brand Audit 2019 report of the Global Alliance for Incinerators Alternatives showed that the country produced daily 164 million pieces of sachets, 48 million shopping bags, 45.2 million pieces of LABO bags. Currently, around 300 million tons of plastic trash are generated every year. It bears the weight of practically the whole human race. Plastics may be cheaper, but always remember that this thing is dangerous to both humans and animals.
I'm Punong Barangay Alan Pisimuag, Barangay Lasang. I've been in this position for almost, in barangay service for almost 29 years. Barangay captain for just 9 years. Barangay Lasang is one of the coastal areas of Davao City. And like many other coastal areas, we observe that there are some trash in the areas. As to the origin, I assume that some of the garbage comes from the residential area in my barangay. But the large portion of it emanated from other barangays, especially in the surrounding Bunawan district and in the Samal areas. Incorporated in our barangay solid waste management program, we conducted perennial rehabilitation of our mangrove areas. We conducted regular coastal cleanup activities. And aside from the coastal cleanup activities, we involve our residents via our constant public information program in order to educate them as to the importance of segregating their waste, especially in the residential areas, in order to prevent garbage in the coastal. We approve also ordinances related to solid waste management in the coastal areas, and we set up our own material recovery facility purposely to segregate and to utilize garbage collected from the coastal area. The complacency, people are really complacent, similarly because they will just be active if there is already an effect, and it's a question of discipline. It's our constant challenge that we wanted to institute discipline to all our residents in order to inculcate in their minds the importance of cooperating with the environmental advocacies, especially in reducing waste in the coastal areas.
Forester 𝗟𝗔𝗕𝗢, and currently the Chief of Coastal Resource and Foreshore Management Section of the Region 11. For me, so happen that volume of solid waste cannot be avoided, and to think that Davao City is one of the largest city in the world and a urbanized city, so expectedly there's really a pressure or problem in solid waste. The local government unit, based on Republic Act 9003 or the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of the Philippines, did extraordinary in keeping the coastline managed well the solid waste generated of the city. In fact, they implement waste segregation at source. The government itself is not enough, don't have enough resources to protect our natural resources. Not just the coastal and marine, but this is true to all our natural resources. So, kailangan ng suporta ng community. It is the responsibility of the general public when we talk about conservation and protection of our natural resources. One of the best strategy in the management of our natural resources is let them understand the importance of our environment. And lastly is, for me, is the enforcement of the law itself. Dami nating law, but unfortunately not enough ang resources ng government to control or to implement the law. Lahat ng LGU o local government units are obliged to implement the law, the 9003, Republic Act 9003, or the Ecological Solid Waste Management. Surrounding Davao Gulf are implementing solid waste management program. Matagal-tagal man, but hopefully, ma-address na natin itong issue ng waste management.
Ang epekto sa daghan kayong basura, walay isda. Walay isda. Nya usa sa walay isda, wan ganing luoy ang managatay. Mas maayo tong minus ang basura para naisda ang managatay. Kung magkiusa ang amuang asosasyon diri sa Barangay Lasang ug Bukana, maabot yun na og madaghan ang isda kung magkausa diri na mag-ihay og panglimpyo sa daplin area sa dagat. Mawala yun na siya. Pero og dili magkausa, wa jud isda mahitabo. Kay daghan mang basura.
There is a recent ordinance in the city relative to prohibition of the use of single-use plastic. We need to cascade that information to our residents in order that they would be able to understand the wisdom of that particular ordinance. But me personally, as a barangay captain, I endorse officially the banning of single-use plastics, especially plastics utilized for soft drinks, mineral waters, and others. Now, if we really wanted to protect our environment, if we really wanted to protect our earth, everybody should make their own contributions. Regardless of your standing in life, regardless of your status, every individual should make our own contribution by changing our ways and characters, which resulted to the abuses and destruction of our environment. So our challenge, or my challenge to my resident, is that if we really wanted to change, change should start within ourselves in order that everybody would make a contribution. As the saying goes, it will start in the residential areas. We would be able to rally in the entire purocks. It will enhance in the entire barangay, the entire municipality, the entire city, and the entire Philippines. So everybody should start protecting our own environment.
Even the smallest persons sa community dapat mag-participate on the management of the environment. And yung sa plastic, simple lang. Kahit sa simple keeping your candy wrapper sa bulsa, ay tapon ito sa proper trash bin, or hindi kung saan-saan lang tapon. Yun, malaking tulong na yun. And recycle or reuse plastic, lalo na dito sa Davao, if we cannot avoid using single plastics like sandbags, lalo na sa grocery, we might as well use it to its maximum use. And I recommend the involvement, especially the youth like you. It's very crucial yung participation ng youth. Kasi kayo yung the next generation. Kayo yung magmamana ng action ng current generation. So, whatever decision or whatever actions na gagawin ng mga nauna sa inyo, kung wala kayong participation doon sa decision making or even sa smallest thing you could do, definitely yung future nyo is getting worse, even worse than the current.
The abundance of plastic usage creates destruction across the globe, especially in oceans. It became one of the most used things in the world. But this is also one of the main reasons why there is water pollution and even deaths of animals. We only have one Earth, with limited resources and limited space. So how can you help in reducing plastics? It's probably impossible to totally eliminate plastic from our lives, but there are important things we can do to reduce the amount we use. LABO is a problem proposed for everyone to be wary of their surroundings. This is not just for the people of today, but for the people of tomorrow. So stand up and be helpful. As you journey through your day, take a closer look at your choices when it comes to plastic, and consider how every little action can help turn the tide for microplastic pollution.